Hercules, Superhero. Written by Diane Redmond. Illustrated by Chris Mould. Scene 1. The Royal Palace.
Hercules was the son of Zeus, the greatest of the Greek gods. He wanted to prove he was the strongest and bravest man in the world.
Your Majesty, Hercules wishes to speak to you.
Thumping his chest.
I'm not scared of anything. Give me the hardest labour in the world to do. The tougher the better.
Can you kill a lion?
In a blink.
Brave words, Hercules. Go and kill the lion of Nemea.
No worries.
And bring me back its skin.
Hercules picked up his sword and his net and swaggered off to do his first labour.
Scene 2. The Lion's Cave. Yelling.
Cooey! Is anybody home?
Don't go in there. The lion's killed 4 men and a donkey this week.
Flexing his muscles.
Well, he won't kill me. I'm the strongest and bravest man in the world.
From inside the cave.
No, I'm not staying here.
He runs off. The lion charges at Hercules.
Hercules stabbed the lion with his sword, but the sword broke in half.
The lion's skin is so thick my sword can't cut through it.
The lion charged again.
The lion takes a swipe at Hercules' head.
You don't frighten me, Goldilocks. Here, try this net for size.
Hercules jumps up and throws a net over the lion.
Tangled up in Hercules' net, the lion struggled and roared louder than ever.
And now to finish you off. Grrr!
Hercules squeezed the lion's throat and strangled him. Then he pulled off one of the lion's sharp claws.
Just the thing to cut off its skin.
Scene 3. The Royal Palace.
Your Majesty, Hercules is here with,
Sniffs.
something very smelly.
Here's what's left of the Lion of Nemea, Your Majesty.
Ugh, I don't want that disgusting thing.
What is my second labour, Lord?
You must travel to Argos and get rid of the Hydra, the monster with 9 heads, and take that stinking lion skin with you.
Bowing low.
I'll be back soon.
Whispers.
I hope not.
Scene 4. The Hydra's Den.
Hercules tracked down the Hydra to its den.
Hercules sits down and lights a fire.
It wasn't long before a hideous creature with 9 heads and 9 wicked eyes came looking for Hercules. But Hercules was ready for it.
Hercules lashes out with his sword.
Off with your heads!
Aye! Aye!
Take that! And that!
He looks puzzled.
Great gods! The monster's heads are growing back!
He looks around. Hercules runs to the fire and grabs a burning torch.
Hercules wasn't just strong, he was clever too. With his sword in one hand and the torch in the other, he cut off the Hydra's heads, then burned the stumps so that the heads could not grow back.
Hi!
Well, that's another labour done. I'll take the Hydra's body back to the king to prove how brave and strong I am.
Scene 5. The Royal Palace.
Hercules is back again, Your Majesty. The smell's even worse this time.
Hercules enters, carrying the dead Hydra.
I don't want that thing. Take it away.
Your Majesty, give me something even harder to do.
I don't want you to kill anything this time, Hercules. I want you to do some cleaning.
Insulted.
Heroes don't clean.
This is no ordinary cleaning job. You must clean the stables of King Augeas in one day.
I asked for a hard labour, but you give me an easy one.
Laughing.
Wait till you see the stables, Hercules.
Hercules leaves grumpily. Scene 6. The Stables.
King Augeas kept 1,000 cattle in his stables. The stables had never been mucked out, and they stank.
Ugh! The muck must be over 2 meters high. How can I get rid of all that in one day?
He looks around. Sound effects. Glug, glug, glug.
There's a fast-flowing river behind the stables. That could be very useful. First, I'll move the cattle from the stables.
Hercules shoos the cattle out of the stables, then runs to the river and starts moving heavy boulders.
Then, I'll make a dam across this river.
Sound effects. Glug, glug, glug.
Hercules made the river flow through the stables. And whoosh! The stables were clean for the first time in 10 years.
Laughing.
Ha ha! That's got rid of that lot.
Scene 7. The Royal Palace.
I'm so sorry, Your Majesty, but there's a man to see you and he's covered in muck.
I'm back, Your Majesty. I cleaned up the stables. They're spotless now.
Whispering.
Pooh! I wish he'd cleaned himself up too.
What's my 4th labour, Lord?
Hercules, you must do the impossible. You must go to Crete and catch the fire-breathing bull.
A bull? No problem.
He swaggers off. Scene 8. Crete.
In Crete, a wild bull terrified the people so much that nobody would leave their homes. When Hercules saw the bull, with fire blazing from its nostrils, he couldn't believe his eyes.
Hercules and the fire-breathing bull face each other.
What a whopper.
Bellowing.
The bull dropped his head and charged at Hercules.
Still bellowing. Hercules skips sideways and the bull misses him.
Aha! Fooled you!
The bull charged again.
Hercules runs behind the bull and grabs its horns, groaning with effort.
Hercules used his huge strength to drag the bull to its knees. The bull was too tired to fight any more.
Hercules ties up the bull's feet.
Phew! That was a tough one. Let's see what the king has to say about you, big boy.
Scene 9. The Palace.
Your Majesty, Hercules is back again, and he's not alone.
The king runs behind his throne to hide.
Get that monster out of here!
Bellowing.
But I carried him all the way here so that you could see how big he is.
I don't want to see him. I want him to go away.
What is my fifth labour, Your Majesty?
Your next labour is harder than any before. You must go and tame the mares of Diomedes.
Oh, good. I love horses. I'll be able to ride back when I've tamed them.
Scene 10. Diomedes' stable.
Diomedes had 4 powerful horses that pulled his racing chariot. They ate nothing but human flesh.
Hercules looks at the mares whose heads peer over the stable door. Hungrily.
Nay! 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 Nay!
Maybe I'll talk to them after they've had their supper.
The mares broke down the stable door and galloped off over the countryside. They ate everyone they came across, men, women and children.
Chomp! Chomp!
Nibble, nibble. Crunch, munch.
Nay!
The mares run around the audience nibbling them.
After the mares had eaten enough, they galloped back to their stables in a much better mood.
The mares trot back to the stables where Hercules is waiting for them.
Here, nice horses. Come and have some sweets.
Hercules held out his hand, and as each horse took a sweet, he put a rope around its mouth.
Be good. I'm taking 2 of you to see the king.
Scene 11. The Palace.
The horses were not good, and they were hungry again. They chased the king around the palace and tried to eat him.
Wildly.
Nay! Nay! The king demands you take the horses away, Hercules.
Hercules claps his hands.
The 2 horses stopped chasing the king and trotted up to their new master.
Nay! Nay!
Fed up.
Will you please stop bringing monsters into my palace?
Sorry, Lord. What is my 6th labour?
I want you to pick me some apples.
Insulted.
Strong men don't pick apples.
These aren't any old apples, Hercules. I want the golden apples from the gardens of Hesperides.
The gardens of Hesperides are in Africa. The apples will be rotten by the time I get back.
Whispering.
At least apples can't bite.
Scene 12. The Atlas Mountains.
The gardens of Hesperides were looked after by Atlas's daughters. Hercules found Atlas in the mountains, holding the world on his shoulders.
Will you ask your daughters if I could have some of their golden apples, Atlas?
I'll have to go and find them. Would you mind holding the world for me while I'm away?
Not at all. I'm the strongest man in the world.
Atlas places the globe on Hercules' shoulders. Then he stretches.
Ah! What a relief! I've been holding that thing for 20 years. See you later.
He waves and hobbles off, calling after him,
Don't be too long, Atlas. I may be the strongest man in the world, but the world is very heavy.
Atlas was gone for a very long time.
worried.
What if he doesn't come back? I'll be stuck here forever.
But Atlas did come back, and in his hands were 5 golden apples.
Thanks for giving me a break, Hercules. You'd better put the world back on my shoulders.
Atlas groans and stoops with the weight of the world back on his shoulders.
It's all yours, Atlas. Thanks for the apples, and good luck.
Scene 13. The Palace.
Hercules has returned from Africa, Your Majesty. He's got some tasty apples for you.
The king was delighted with the golden apples. They didn't stink, bite, or chase him. He was also amazed that Hercules had done everything he'd asked.
Only one more labour, and then you will have proved you are the strongest and bravest man in the world, Hercules.
What is my 7th labour, sir?
Go to the underworld and bring back Cerberus, the 3-headed hound that guards the gates of hell.
I could be gone some time.
That's the idea.
Scene 14. The Underworld. King Hades is waiting at the gates of the underworld.
Hades, the king of the underworld, had heard about Hercules' 7th labour and was not going to make things easy for him.
You can borrow Cerberus, but first you must catch him without using your sword or spear.
Hercules walks towards the 3-headed dog.
This could be tricky. Hello, doggy. Who's a good doggy? Come a bit closer to Uncle Hercules, Serby.
Howl!
Hercules takes the lion's skin from around his shoulders.
When Cerberus was near enough, Hercules threw the lion's skin over the dog's 3 heads. Cerberus couldn't see a thing from any of his 6 eyes.
Whimpering.
Oh.
Aha! I caught him, Hades!
Grumpily.
He's a good guard dog. Don't forget to bring him back.
Scene 15. The palace.
Come on, Serby. Let's go and see the king.
Ruff, ruff, ruff. It's a mad dog, Your Majesty. And Hercules. He wants to say hello to you.
Cerberus runs to the throne and grabs the king's foot. He starts to shake it, like a rag.
Help me, Hercules!
Ruff, ruff, ruff.
Shouting.
Cerberus! Heel!
Cerberus wags his tail as he runs to Hercules.
Hercules really had tamed the three-headed hound dog from hell.
I have finished my 7 labours, Lord.
Yes, Hercules, you have. You really are the strongest and bravest man in the world.
Patting Cerberus's 3 heads.
Come on, boy. Now we can all go home.
Ruff, ruff, ruff.